Hi, and happy Wednesday. I know that I'm a bit delayed in my Facebook Live that was supposed to air on Friday. My son graduated from high school on Friday afternoon, so we were a little preoccupied, and I didn't make it into the store to record my Facebook Live for everybody. So I figured we would go ahead and air that. On Wednesday and get all of this information out to you. So, if you have a dog that likes to pull, we have some solutions. And my number one tip for a pulling dog is to find a tool that's going to work for you and for the dog. So we have lots of different tools up here. And the reason we have lots of different tools up here is because not every tool works for every person, and not every person works for every tool, and not every dog. So some dogs might be a little bit too preoccupied with some of these different training methods, and it might not work for them. Or some might need, some might need a little bit more, some might need a little bit less. So it just depends on what your pet is going to need the most of. So I want to go through these and kind of show you some of the different options we have. I guess we'll start here. We're going to start with this one. This is from Lupine. This is a recent addition to our lineup, but it works in conjunction with your pet's collar, and it comes down the front. Let's see if you can see how that works. It comes down the front and goes around the middle of the belly or the abdomen right in here, comes down just underneath the chest and wraps around. But this works as a really good option because it walks from the front. And so as a pet starts to pull, it will, as they're pulling, it pulls the pet back to you instead of pulling towards whatever it is that they're trying to get to, a squirrel, a bird, another dog. And so the nice thing about this is that it pulls them back to you and deters the pulling motion because, of course, they're not achieving what they want to achieve when they start pulling. So this is a great option, and it's very quick and simple to use. And you can add it to an existing collar. It doesn't have to be a Lupine collar, although we will say Lupine collars, of course, come with that lifetime guarantee, as does this new no pull training harness. The no chew guarantee for the Lupine is also guaranteed in this harness as well. You can go to their website here and see it in action if you're interested in more information about it. But we did just recently bring these in at Global, and they are a great option for pullers. So in going with that front pull from option, we also have an easy walk harness. And if you see, the leash connects right here in the front and is adjustable on the back and underneath the girth of the dog. Has a nice little belly strap. So this works again to pull them towards you when they start to pull. So any attempt to pull forward actually is just redirected towards you, and it deters the pulling motion. I would say the number one complaint we have about easy walks is that sometimes they don't fit all dog breeds the greatest across the front. And so I urge you to bring your pet in and try this on them first to see if it's going to be a good option for you and your pet, because right in here can be pretty slippy and not really appropriately fit the chest part on some dog breeds. On some dog breeds, it fits perfectly and works great. Like I said, there's a right tool for the right person and the right dog. So don't ever hesitate to bring your pet in, try it on, and walk around the store to give you a feel for what it's going to be like. Now, another option from the same company, PetSafe, is the Gentle Leader. And this one goes around the nose of the pet, works similarly to the Easy Walk, but just redirects their face when they pull. So it'll redirect their head, pulling back to you. Now, many are very successful with this. We have a lot of different trainers who work with this, and this is one of their recommended tools. I would say the downside to this is pets digging at their nose because they're a little bit off put by the strap around their nose, and also people feeling uncomfortable because they feel like it looks like a muzzle of some sort. It is not a muzzle, and it doesn't restrict any kind of breathing or being able to drink water or anything like that. They can eat treats and all that kind of stuff while they have this on. But again, it'll stop pulling, lunging, and jumping, and it does work very effectively. Again, for the individuals that it works for, it works very well. So the Gentle Leader, it's a very popular one. Another very popular one is our friends at Freedom No Pull Harness, and this is actually made in North Carolina. We love Two Hounds Design. They are the creator of this harness, and you'll see that it has the front part like the the Easy Walk by PetSafe. So it has that front part, but then it also has this back loop as well. So you use a tandem leash. And so the leash connects to both places. This box contains the leash and the harness, and it's going to loop to both places so that when your pet is pulling, it's going to redirect them, but not just from that front. It's going to tighten around the back as well, similar to like a martingale type collar. It will tighten and create a discomfort for the pet as well to discourage them from pulling. So this is also another very popular, very comfortable no-pull harness. Like I said, it's made in the USA and actually made in North Carolina. Two Hounds Design makes some wonderful collars as well as some wonderful martingale collars. So we love this company. And recently they have just merged with Yellow Dog, if you're familiar with Yellow Dog. And they have lots of different sizes. It comes in a 5/8 inch width and a 1 inch width. If you have a smaller breed, that 5/8 inch might be a little bit more comfortable, but it is a great no-pull option. One last harness that I'll show you about is this Sporn harness. And it works as a collar around the neck. Let me loop it so you guys can see. Works as a collar. This collar part goes around the neck. This is for a very large dog. Then these loops go down underneath the legs and come up around the armpits of the dog. And then this is going to sit on the back of the neck of the pet and be tightened down to a comfortable space so that it's sitting comfortably on your pet and not pulling tightly, but comfortable. Then as you walk the pet from this little loop, it will pull up and tighten and create a tightening effect that is a little bit uncomfortable for your pet. It's a good signal for them that they're pulling too hard, and it gives you a little bit more control of their pull. So we love Sporn. They have some great products too. These halters, these Sporn halters have been very popular over time. So like I said, I picked up the extra large, so it's meant for a very large dog, but they do make them all the way down for small size as well. Okay, another very simple tool that a lot of trainers use in our community is a simple slip leash. So this fits behind the ears, slightly up on the neck of the pet as you walk them. And you want to walk them where it's kind of like a P to you. So this would be how I'd walk the pet on my side, so that when I pull, it's going to tighten. And when we're just walking, or when the pet pulls, it's going to tighten. But then when we're just walking, it will hang loosely, more comfortably around that part of the dog's neck. But then as you pull, as the dog pull, it tightens. But you want to make sure that it is in such a manner in which you're pulling towards yourself. So if I'm walking a dog on this side, I want to do the same thing. And this one has a nice little leather stopper that allows for you to have it down so that your dog won't slip out of it. It's a very important part of using a slip leash, because dogs can slip out of them. There's really slippy medical leads that you can get both at the animal shelter or maybe at the vet that are just a real temporary lead. We have them here at the store too for basic needs. They can slip out of those very easily because they don't have a stopper on them. So you definitely want to have a stopper so that they can't get the leash over their head if they're pulling. That is a very important part of walking on a slip lead. But these can be a great and very effective tool to walking a puller. This is just another kind of slip lead. This is by our friends at Mountain Dog. This is a guaranteed slip leash, even if they chew it. And it also has a stopper. This one is a cable stopper as opposed to the leather stopper. But just a different kind of slip lead, different kind of material, but a slip lead all the same, goes in the same space on the back of the neck. And there are some pressure points back here on pets, which is the encouragement to have it sit a little bit higher, some calming pressure points to really help calm the pet, keep them from pulling, and keep them low stress. If you don't want to buy the slip lead, but would rather have a slip collar, we do offer those as well. This is that. Looks just like a slip lead. It's just a collar length instead. The nice thing about these is if you have a pet who has a tendency to pull out of their collar, this is a great option. Gives you a little bit more safety if they're pulling so that they're not going to pull out. We see a lot of dogs up here who come to visit who have very loose collars. And it's my number one concern is a dog pulling out of their collar and bolting, especially if they're frightened. So these and slip leads always work really well. Okay, last but definitely not least is a prong collar. And yes, I understand that there is controversy surrounding using prong collars. Most of the issue is around them being misused. So if you buy prong collars that are too large for your dog, so if the prongs are too big for your dog or too long for your dog's coat, those can all be issues where it can cause pain. Otherwise, it really should just apply pressure to your pet. And I get it. I understand that nobody wants to hurt an animal, and I certainly don't either. But pulling can be a very, very difficult issue. And it is often a reason that large dogs get surrendered to rescues is because they can't be controlled on a walk. And we often see prong collars do the magic if it's necessary. Certainly, we have plenty of other tools if you don't want to go with a prong collar, but we do see a lot of success with prong collars. And if it is what helps you walk your pet a lot more peacefully, it certainly is not painful for your pet and is something that can help keep them under control and help keep everybody safe. So we do carry prong collars, and we have the ability to fit your pet or prong collar. Again, when you're using any of these tools, I recommend bringing in your pet to our store and trying them out here, because then you can see what's going to work the best for the both of you, because it really is going to be a partnership for the two of you to work towards the challenge of no more pulling. We are always here to help. We're always here to outfit your pet with whatever sizing you need. And if we don't have the size in stock, of course, we're always able to special order these items. If you have any questions, I know this is pre-recorded, but you can always post it here on this video, and we'll be happy to answer any questions that you have. Or we always have a staff at both store locations that are more than ready to assist you with any of your questions pertaining to any of these products. So we hope you have a great afternoon. I'm sorry I missed you last Friday, but it was for good reason. And we will be hosting our next Friday Facebook Live this Friday, and we'll be talking all about our Astro Loyalty program.